ninyo, na-discuss na yung sa solo taxonomy. So we are going to discuss now on how you are going to use that solo taxonomy or solo model in the learning approaches inside the classroom. So, mayroon po ba kayo? Sino ang makabigay sa akin ng isang approach na pwedeng i-apply natin yung solo model? Anybody po? Siyempre, dami-dami, di ba? Sobrang dami ng mga ginagamit nating strategy sa ating classroom. Siyempre, kayo mga teachers talagang walang ano dito. Mas gagaling sa mga teachers. Kayo, ma'am? Mukhang nag-iisip ka. Parang lalo nag-iisip ni ma'am. Nagsusolo ka ba, ma'am? Gagawin pala. Okay po. So, sa tingin niyo po, ma'am, ano yung approach ang gagawin niyo para may integrate si solo?
Supporting classroom teaching and learning.
Inquiry-based.
Inquiry-based. Ayan, yes. Sample nga tayo kahapon, pinag-aralan niyo di ba si solo? Yung what are the levels of solo model? Pre-structural, unistructural, multi-structural, relational, and extended abstract. Okay. So sabi ni Ma'am kanina, inquiry-based is one of the approach in the classroom. So paano natin gagamitin yun siya? Using the levels, the solo level. Sa pre-structural. Mamaya yun. Yun ang pag-aaralan natin ngayon. No? Okay. So, ayan na po katulad na sinabi ko. Tapos na tayo sa session 1, session 2. Tayo ngayon ay nasa session 3 na. Wow, buti na lang. Pero tayong 7 sessions. So, pangatlo na po ito. Okay, kumusta muna tayo? Magkukumustahan muna tayo. So, how are you learning in the solo models? Dito ako, sir. How are you learning in the solo models? Kahapon po yun, di ba, diniscuss? Okay po.
I learned about solo models yesterday by realizing that it's not just enough that teachers know how to construct questions or items, but instead, we are actually obliged to provide our learners the best way possible of providing themselves the best response to each item that we provide pertaining to assessment and other activities.
Thank you so much, sir. Well said. Diba? Dito sa kay solo model, hindi doon tayo nagpo-focus sa questions. Diba? Tayo ay nagpo-focus sa response. Sa response kasi dinidevelop natin yung comprehension sa bata. Di ba po? Okay. So how about the others po? Ano, Ma'am Aina?
Good morning po. So I have realized that Bloom's taxonomy and solo framework are connected with each other. So in Bloom's taxonomy, we should know the right questions to ask. And in solo framework, we should know the responses. So that in that way, we will know what activities to give to our students, and we could also have differentiated activities to our diverse learners.
Yes, thank you so much, ma'am. Yan, ang dami na. Alam ko yung, punta ako muna sa likod. Kasi baka yung sa likod, mas marami silang na-realize yung kahapon. Ay, Sir Dars. Okay po, dito po sa, ano to, grupo? Ano pangalan to po? Beauty? Oh, ano to? Beauty and Brain! Wow! Beauty and Brain Group! Ma'am Ma'am Lulu. Si Ma'am Lulu, sorry lang, nakilala rin.
Okay, good morning everyone. So I've learned yesterday from solo models that in only one question, we will be able to identify the level of thinking of our students because they have different responses.
Yes! Yes, ma'am. Well said. Kahit isang question lang, napapalawak natin siya, di ba? At nakukuha talaga natin yung right response, yung comprehension ng bawat students. So, dito po tayo kay ma'am. Ma'am, naka-queen.
ma'am. Parang nagulat kasi ma'am. Opo, ayan, hello po. So, ganun din po, just like what others have learned yesterday. So, I also learned that blooms and solo are somehow related to one another because blooms focuses on how the teacher construct questions, especially during the quarterly assessment. And when we say, solo models, it focuses on the different responses of the learners. So,
Thank you so much, ma'am. Ayun. So, lahat sigurado na talaga, no? Hindi tayo naliligaw. Alam na kilala na natin si Solo. So, are you ready? Ready na po kayong gamitin si Solo sa pagbalik nyo po? Naku, malapit na ang pasukan. Sa 29 na, di ba? So, excited tayong gamitin na si Solo? Are you ready to use Solo? Bakit hindi ka sigurado? Di ba ang ganda niya? Ang ganda niya talaga gamitin sa ating sa classroom, di ba? Okay, in what aspects of life are the Solo model and levels applicable? So dito naman ako magtatanong sa hindi nakasagot kanina. So, in what aspects of life are the Solo model and levels applicable, sir? Sir, parang tinatalikuran mo ako. Parang sabi, ayaw ko sumagot dyan. Sige, sir. Share mo lang, sir, yung yung insights mo. Opo. Sa number of... Ito na, sir. Kaya mo yan. Kaya mo yan, sir. Sus, ikaw pa. Ayun po, yung mga tanong. Ayaw mo sa harapan mo. In what aspects of life are the Solo model and levels applicable?
I think it is applicable in a way that, for example, the students have already expressed their answer, then you will be able what level of learning the students have, and then you will be able to, for example, ask them more, like citing, for example, their experiences and how those ideas they gave within can be applicable to the future situation that they are looking for.
Thank you so much, sir. So, doon po tayo sa... Dito po, sir, sa yung naghahawak ng cellphone. Wala pala naghahawak ng cellphone. Para na po ito. Ano ka po yung ating house rules?
Aspects.
Joke lang. Ayos po. Sige, sir. So, ayan po, sir. Letter B po. Question letter B.
Aspects of life.
Yes.
Good morning to everyone. Since the question is asking for the aspect of life, so it is an intellectual aspect. Then under the intellectual aspect, it is applicable in handling behaviors. One, especially in the classroom setting. Number two, we can accept.
Okay. So, dito tayo sa mga master teachers. Ma'am, kunwari master teacher ka. Na-promote ka talaga, ma'am. Nag-araw na to, master teacher ka talaga, ma'am. Okay.
With this, how would you ensure that you develop cuts among your learners following the Solo model? I think if they can answer questions in low order thinking skills and they are ready to answer the questions in higher order thinking skills with the aid of Solo model, that's it. I can be sure that they are developed.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Ayan, kahapon sabi ka, di ba? We cannot go on to hats without lots, di ba? So, di ba, gano'n naman eh. Nagsisimula tayo sa pagkabata, hanggang mag-grow tayo mag-grow. So, naging hot na tayo. Dati ay wala tayo, mga ining-ining. Tapos naging dalaga lang, hot na agdating, di ba? Okay. So, mayroon pa po gusto mag-share? Ang inquiry base. Sample po niya. Design instructional activity that integrates solo levels with a specific learning approach for English competency. So ano na ang gagamitin natin ngayon sa grade 7? Anong competency na? Si matatag na, di ba? Ayan. So alam ko dito may mga matatag na nakapag-attend ng matatag. Fosters adaptability and openness to embracing learning approaches that are solo model driven. So ito po yung cover niya. Kina-cover siya ng Philippine Professional Standards for Teachers, Strand 1.5 for Proficient and Highly Proficient. Yan po, yung strategy for developing critical and creative thinking as well as other higher order thinking skills. And for the school heads, so wag na natin, may school heads po dito. So, wala na, no? So, ang kanila yan na strand is teaching performance, feedback, and for the supervisors, support for instructional leadership. Kasi yun talaga ang mandate ni PSDS, di ba? Magbibigay ng technical assistance. Okay, so ngayon, ito, straight from the field. Gagawa na po tayo ng activity. So, bibigyan po kayo ng Manila paper, bawat group, kasi kung isa-isa, matagal. Pero mas maganda po yung may collaboration para at least mabuo po natin. So, dalawa po ito, dalawang part, group discussion and group presentation. Kanina may narinig ako na yung telephone communication. May gagawin po kayo dito sa activity na to. Sa group discussion, you are going to discuss and describe common learning approaches you utilize in the field. So, yung ginagawa nyo po talaga sa classroom, ha? So, descriptions may be written in bullet points only. Bullet-bullet lang, tapos bahala na kayo mag-expand. Then, give remarks on the utilization of learning approaches by citing percentage or how often you use the learning approaches. So, lalagay nyo lang ng percentage. Ilang percent ba ginagamit mo yung approach na yon? Then, ayan po yung gagawin nyo sa inyong Manila paper. So, sa grupo po ninyo, magbibigay lang po kayo ng mga teaching approaches na ginagamit nyo sa araw-araw na buhay na bilang isang guro. Learning approach, yan, susulat nyo po, description, ulit-ulit lang. So, bahala na si presenter, gagawa ng paano niya i-present yung sagot. Then, ayun po, lalagay nyo lang ng percentage. Gaano kadalas ang minsan. Yan. Sige. Share 3. Ayun po. Ayan na po, ma'am. Ang tanong po ay sinagot na. How many sabi niya, ma'am? Share the 3 learning approaches like how field reporting is done on radio and television. Ayan. Para kayo mga announcers ngayon. No? Yan po. Your group will be given a maximum of 3 minutes only for the presentation. So yung presentation nyo ay hindi ordinary na nagre-report lang, gano'n. But, paano? Radio. Kuwari, nagre-report kayo sa radyo, at saka sa television. Para si Corina Sanchez, sino pa? Gayahin yung mga favorite nyo. Yan, sa TV. So 3 minutes lang pag-present na bawat group. So you will be given 15 minutes to discuss. Kung mag-usap-usap muna kayo, then isamarin nyo yung mga pinag-usapan nyo. Siyempre, ang dami-dami approaches. So, 3 lang po ang hinihingi natin dito. Okay?
Approach. Middle European English.
Some islands dominates localization as a teaching approach. And Island Palawan says yes to protect localization. And for our first headline for the world news. Technical difficulty. Apologies. Ibalik tayo mo. And for our first news, our world headlines. North Ireland chooses blended learning as a teaching approach. Reporters, live from the inter-island North Island of Cagayan de Oro, we have Bini Wasan. Bini Wasan, what's going on today?
Yes, binira kahapon. Northern Ireland chose blended learning approach, which is the most common approach in the 21st century learners. This approach defines self-learning, online educational with interaction of the learners, flexible and synchronous. Live from Northern Ireland, Bini Buwasan reporting.
Thank you so much for our national news. North Island, South Island rather dominates localization as a teaching approach. Also live from the West Philippine Sea, we have Bini, Taiwan. Bini, how many ships of China are located in our area?
Yes, Binibira, live from West Philippine Sea, where 50% of the learning approach mostly dominates localizations, which concrete materials are readily available and accessible within the community. This is Bini, Taiwan. Back to you, Binibira.
I love you emphasize my name, Bini, Taiwan. And for last news, our local Island Palawan says yes to contextualization. Live from Beijing, China, our international correspondent, we have Bini Lee.
Yes, thank you very much, Binibira. Good morning. So we have here the contextualization within and across the curriculum, with its 85% remarks. And thank you. Back to you, Binibira.
Thank you so much, our international news correspondent from Beijing, China, Bini Lee. And that's the news you need to know. For more inquiries and updates, please log on to www.hotsexpress.com and visit our social media. This is Bini Bira. Good morning.
Good morning, Philippines! Good morning, Palawan! Live from City State Asturias Hotel, Puerto Princesa City, this is Hot Babes! H-O-T-S, hot, 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 hot! And for the hottest news for the day, let's hear straight from the field. Correspondent Anna, or Hot Babe Anna, please give us an update about the differentiated activities.
Yes, Hot Babe Ems. Good morning, hot people. Differentiated activities or collaborative approach. This approach uses different activities suited to learners' interests, skills, and abilities. This approach is used in the classroom most of the time. Again, this is Hot Babe Anna reporting.
Hot Babe Jessie coming.
Thank you, Hot Babe MJ. TWL approach activates prior knowledge. It also encourages learners to use their previous knowledge as a foundation for understanding new concepts. Hot Babe sometimes use this approach in reading and viewing activities. Once again, Jessie reporting. Back to you, Hot Babe MJ.
And for the last learning approach, let's hear it straight from our Hot Babe, Noemi.
Thank you, Hot Babe Ems. As for the reflective approach, the students are expected to evaluate themselves, like journal writing and gathering feedbacks. It is done every end of the quarter. Again, this is Hot Babe Noemi reporting.
And this has been the latest, the hottest news of today. I am your anchor, Emily Majestic Palmero, and I am MJ, signing off. Hot Radio, hot radio, hot
a while ago? Solo model driven or not? If yes, why? Or if no, why not? Yes, from the group. Sure kayo na nagamit natin si solo model? Ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. From the three approaches that we have written there, so I think solo-driven, all of those are solo model-driven. So because the learners will be able to think more quickly from those approaches.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing. Then, based on the given description of the learning approach, which do you think would be most applicable in teaching English? Are the approaches presented by each group are all applicable in teaching English? Yes, of course, because you are a whole English teacher and you are using that in your day-to-day interaction with your learners. So from the given description of the identified learning approaches, how could these learning approaches help in developing the higher order thinking skills of the learners? How? Like collaborative, doon na tayo sa most common. So how is it developing higher order thinking skills? Ma'am?
Nagulat siya. Gulat tayo ito. Gulat.
And so for collaborative learning po, syempre, we're able to assess kung saan level na yung ating mga students. So, pwede din silang bigyan ng mga different activities by group. And then, pwede rin natin silang i-group based po doon sa kanilang level of knowledge. So, ma-apply din po doon yung differentiated instruction.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Yung na-present kahapon ni Ma'am Heights, ano ba yung mga ginagamit para sabihin natin nasa hacks na siya? Ano yung mga word? Mga, yes po. Kahapon di ba, pag-identifying, listening, nasa ano lang tayo? Lahat. So, review muna tayo. Pag-higher order thinking skills, we are already sure that we are developing the higher order thinking skills among our learners if they already, ano yung mga words na kahapon? Ha?
Analyze, compare.
Create. Yes, they're already creating their own answers. Apply. Yes. Apply it in their own learning experiences. What else? Analyze. So, pag ginagamit natin po yun, sure na tayo na nasa hearts tayo, no? Hindi na, wala na tayo sa lunch. Okay. So, here are the learning approaches. So, what is a learning approach? So, according to Aklalo, an element used by teachers to help students understand the information in depth. Yan. So, kapag na-develop natin yung comprehension sa ating students, yan po yung nakakatulong yung mga ginagamit natin learning approach. Di ba kapag nagtuturo tayo, pagtingin natin ay, sa pakiramdam natin ay medyo nahihirapan sila, di ba? Nagsa-strategize tayo, di ba po? So, yun. So, learning approach is very important because it helps our students understand information in depth. So, another is, primary focus is not on the amount, ayan, of how much is learned, but on the way people learn. So, the way, may process. Napo-process niya yung answer niya. No? So, that is the importance of learning approach. Okay, so, let's go to the learning approaches in teaching English. We have 3. Kung kanina nagbigay kayo ng inyong mga 3, like collaborative learning, differentiated activities, technology-based learning. So, in learning approaches in teaching English are question, answer, relationship, strategy. Ginagamit nyo ba yan? Iba yun naman talaga. Pagpasok pa lang, may question and answer agad. Parang Miss Universe agad. Oh, where are you today? Ganun agad, di ba? Okay. So, that's usually common learning approach. And And the next is text structure strategy. Ganun naman si mga language teacher, di ba? Si English, di ba? May text, yan, bibigyan natin ng short, text is students, then, yan, ginagamit natin sa pre-structural, di ba? What is the title of the story? Then, hanggang sa, tayo, sa extended approach. Then, the last is meta-cognitive approach. Yeah. So, when we say question answer relationship strategy, it allows learners to determine the relationship between the question and the answer. So, of course, we're expecting that, sabi nga natin, doon sa Bloom's, we are creating the right question so that the learners will give the right answer. So, inaharap natin si Solo model. So, sa response po tayo, nagpo-focus kay Solo. Doon naman kay Blues yung the right question or the correct question or the art of questioning. Alright. Then, it shows learners how to recognize and then answer questions that may either be located in the book or in their heads. So, may prior knowledge, di ba? Or in the text na binigay natin. Yan. So, that's the question-answer relationship strategy. So, what sample strategy can we provide to further explain how is this learning approach being applied in the classroom? One example lang po, sample strategy na ginagamit natin yung question-answer relationship strategy. Dito ako kay Sir, kay magandang boses.
Mabasa po tayo na isang story, and then after that, magtatanong tayo sa kanila, sa mga estudyante kung ano yung kanilang natutunan, ano yung mga, parang gumagawa tayo ng literary analysis, doon po natin pwedeng gamitin yung question. Isa po sa mga pwede natin pagamitan, making literary analysis.
Okay, literary analysis. So, ginagamit ko rin po ba yun, mga language teacher? O, di ba? Yun naman talaga eh. Yun naman talaga. Okay, how is Solo framework aligned to the learning approach or strategy? How is it aligned? Yung question-answer relationship strategy. Ma'am. Yung sinasabi mo. May sinasabi ka na rin na kasi.
It was absolutely aligned because in Solo we're constructing a questions that will evaluate the understanding or the comprehension of our learners. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yan, di ba, after the text, siyempre, yun na talaga. Question, answer, ano na tayo, di ba? So, doon natin na-evaluate, sabi nga ni Ma'am. So, mag-uumpisa tayo siyempre sa pre-structural. Usually, no? Then, yun, na-expand natin yung based on their own experiences. So, other examples po. Other strategy na ginagamit natin yung strategy sa classroom, yung question-answer relationship, sir.
Sa number? Sa ano siya, ma'am, yung doon ka hindi pwedeng titigil sa isang answer lang. Doon na yung any other question, any other answer, who can elaborate much more, then para doon ang pumasok yung level of Solo.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. So, example, question sa text. Sabi niyo kanina kasi literary, di ba? So, example, usually, tinatanong natin, after reading the text. Oh, ano na ma'am? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I-apply na natin si Solo para diretso tayo.
If you were the character of the story, would you do the same?
Ano na siya dapat? Ano na siya? Nasa ano siya dapat? If! Saan na siya? Nasa? Relational na, no? So, umpisa tayo muna sa structural, pre-structural. Sige, umpisa muna tayo para makuha talaga natin. Di ba yung, dinidevelop kasi natin yung understanding. Okay, yan tayo rin sa nagkakamali ka agad di ba? Pag in-apply natin si QA relationship, tumadirect agad tayo doon sa pinaka-high na hindi pa natin nakukuha. Naintindihan ba nila yun? Nakuha ba nila? Sino ba yun? Okay. First question, pre-structural, ma'am.
Who is the protagonist of the story?
Ano naman?
Protagonist.
Who is the
Protagonist.
main character of the story? Structural? Kasi nasasaan na yung question na yon. Di ba? Ang kanyang sagot ay nakikita directly sa text. Di ba? Okay. Uni. Dumidiretso na siya. Okay. You can also, sa okay. You can ask another question that means single answer. Okay. Sino makatanong? Ang tanong na is yun. Sige, sir. Uni. Other question that means single answer. Okay. What is the theme of the story? So, are there many theme of the story? Yes.
Marami.
Nasaan na siya? Nasaan na siya? Balik tayo. Parang hindi pa natin nakita. Sige. Okay, ikaw ma'am. Uni tayo, ma'am. Uni. Ayun natin natin sa kanila, ma'am. Who is the main character? Gagawin din ng another question.
Where is the setting of the story?
Okay. Where is the setting of the story? Isa lang naman. Okay, so yun. Where does the story happen? Ano, ilan ang sagot? Isa lang. Yun is structural. Punta tayo sa multi-structural. Sir?
Are you there?
Who are the characters in the story?
Are you there in making this story?
Who are the characters in the story? So, pwede, no? So that the learner will list down all the characters in the story. So, ilan ang sinulat? Siyempre, marami yun. So, multi-structural. Let's go to relational. Ayun na. Ma'am, kanina, sana si ma'am? Ayun na, ma'am. Ikaw na.
If you were the main character of the story, would you do the same? Why?
Basta out of topic.
Okay, yun. Kasi you are going to connect yourselves to the text. So if you were the character in the story, will you do the same? Why? Sabi niya. Ano siya? Pwede ba ma'am? Pwede ba katagdagan nyo yun eh? Yun sa why na. Sige. Ano? Kumbisido kayo? Pag relational, di ba? Ano yun?
Compare.
Nire-relate. Compare mo yung sarili mo doon sa character.
Analyze.
Di ba? You're going to, tama din siya. Di ba? Okay. So, extended abstract tayo. Saan tayo, ma'am? Sample. Doon. I-connect natin isang question ngayon, pero dumidiretso din. Isang text na ginamit natin. Extended abstract.
Out of context.
So if you're going to give an ending to the story, what will be your ending? What will be the end of the story?
Okay.
So predicting.
If you are going to give the
ending of the story.
What?
How are you going to end? How are you going to end?
How you are going to end the story? Pwede. So, gagamitin mo na lahat na. Ito yung sa akin eh. Ito akin na ito. Kumbaga sa atin sa extended abstract kasi, yun na yun. Ikaw na yun. You go beyond the possibilities. Di ba? Yun. Okay, so gets na. Okay na. Ayun na. So, pwede na tayo. Uwi na tayo. Okay, sige. Okay, ito naman, another approach. Yung text structure strategy. So, it originated from studies that revealed that the content of most text is organized using a hierarchical structure. Ayan. And, diretso na tayo kasi hierarchical structure of text fits into one or a combination of two or more of 5 specific text structures. Comparison ng yung ginagamit natin, di ba? Yung mga cause and effect, problem and solution, yun, di ba? Sa text. So, alam na niyo kung paano gamitin yun. Yung question na yun, di ba? Okay. So, what sample strategies? Sample. Sample lang. Isa lang. Sample strategies sa text structure. Text structure strategies. Example po. Dito ako kay Vines. Sample ng text structure. Nag-iisip na siya. Nagulat. Miss Mariana. Kaladkari. Miss Kaladkari. Ay, wag ka. Ayaw na Kaladkari. Gusto namin sabihin siyang identity. Yung sa text structure, di ba madalas, ano ginagawa natin? Ano sir? Ano sir?
Venn diagram.
Sample lang sir. Sample strategy.
Story map. Concept map.
Activity. Sample lang.
No, sir. If you're going to ask the plot of the story,
Yung plan of the story, yun ang sabi ni sir. So magbibigay tayo ng flow chart. Yun sabi ni sir. Yes ma'am, yes ma'am.
Kung text po yung binigay sa atin, we could also use the story map or the story content.
Yes.
Para po ma-summarize yung story to make it clear sa mga bata.
Yes. Absolutely true. Yun. So magbibigay tayo ng text, simply as text. Yun, di ba? Kasi text structure eh. Di ba? So yun. Tapos gagamitin na natin yung mga cause and effect, di ba? Yung pair and contrast. O ayun na. Gets na nyo yan. Kaya nyo yan. Pwede na kayo iba dyan. Okay, last is metacognitive approach. So this is the process of considering and regulating one's own learning. So ayan na. Saan nanggaling? Saan nanggagaling? Sa sarili. O, diba? Sa sarili na. Sa prior knowledge, sa experiences of the learners. Then, and readers can think critically about their own understanding as they read. And metacognitive strategies may be categorized into planning, monitoring, and evaluating. So yun na po yung ginagamit natin. Balik tayo. Ano ngayon daw yun? Planning, monitoring, and evaluating. So yan po yung dinidevelop ni metacognitive approach. Ginagamit niyo po ba yan? Siyempre, araw-araw, minsan araw-araw. Bala kayo dyan. Okay, sige. So, sample. Pwede magbigay ng sample? Yes. Bini Bira. Sige, Bini Bira.
Good morning po. I think one of the activities or strategies that we could use there is providing a particular article or video, current events, news, or happenings on social media, perhaps, for them to emphasize that yung metacognition is met.
Yes sir. Thank you. Yun. Di ba? Kasi minsan sa classroom natin, medyo boring na. Di ba? So, itong strategy na to, gamitin natin sa ayon kay Binibira. Gagamit tayo ng mga video clips. O, di ba? Mas interesting yun. Hindi yung puro lang tayo, yan. Dapat iba-iba rin kasi yung strategy natin ginagamit para yung mga learners natin ay di ba? Interested din sila, na-motivate din sila, ginaganahan, di ba? Kahit binibira siya ng tanong araw-araw, pero ganado pa rin, di ba? Di ba, sir? Okay. Sige. Alright. So, ayun. Okay na. Okay. We have another activity. Yung, bigyan ko po kayo. By group na lang, para mabilis tayo kasi maubos na yung oras natin. So, you will be given an activity, sample activity sheet. Pero ang gagamitin po natin dito na meron na po ba kayong meron kayong competency ng matatag? Yung mga nag-attend?
Wala pa.
Wala pa? Pero kayo di ba nag-training yun na yun? Mayroon. Okay, go. Sige, wait lang.
Yung nag-training, 7
lang. Bike group na lang para mas mabilis tayo. The design activities give room for development of hands until uni and multi-structural levels. 3 po ang nakukuha ng points. Pero pag gusto nyo talagang 5 points, doon na po kayo mag-focus sa relational and extended. Okay. Then sa 1, yun lang. Doon na siya sa do not give room for development of hands. Sa utilization of learning approach, doon na po tayo sa approach na ginamit nyo. Kung it's either
Bini will be sharing to you the output that we have just collaborated with our minds, if we do have. Okay po, so if you can see po doon sa binigay sa atin na copy, there are specific contents that we need to fill out. So, chosen grade level po namin ay grade 9 since I am teaching. Then I taught English 9 sa last school year. So the lesson plan that I'll be presenting to you was my first CO. So the topic there is all about intimate communicative style. So nakarelate po yung mga grade 9 teacher na kasama ko sa English. So that's part of the first quarter. Di ba 5 po yan? May Frozen. So yan po yung pinili ko lang. Kasi kung ibibira ko po yung 5 kaagad na types of communicative style, madadali ako sa timeliness. 3 points ako, kaya pumili ako ng isa na lang. So I chose intimate communicative style. So, yung po, yung MELPS po, ayan po, stated, employ the appropriate communicative styles for various situations. Ayan po yung 5, intimate, casual, conversational, consultative, and frozen. So, dyan din po yung aming instructional objectives, wherein I just focus on state the definition of intimate communicative style. I ask my students to identify the intimate communicative style used in sentences and analyze the communicative style present in given scenario. So, tutok lang ho yung intimate. So, yan po. The first part po is review of the previous lesson, presenting new lesson. I provided an activity. Ayan po. Sa lesson plan ko, I gave them 2 pictures, nice and naughty. So, if you observe po dun sa 5 items, we use, ano na nga po yan? By the way, we use metacognitive approach and CAR dyan po sa lesson plan namin. So, sa first one, ma'am, paano po ko sa dito po. Ito, activity. An activity is given. Yan po, where metacognition is present. If you observe po na sa 5 items, metacognitive approach po yung ginawa namin because I asked them, okay, on their own learning, if nagpupo at opo ba yung bata, then tumutulong ba sila sa household chores, di ba po? Tawag po ba ako na yun ay may metacognitive approach? So yun po, nag-present po siya dun sa una. Then next po natin, establishing a purpose of the new lesson, gumamit po kami ng super solo item and card approach. Sa lesson plan po, bakit po. Ayan po. I allow them to watch the video clip of Okidokidok, or Okidok ba yun? Ni Agang Ulak, wherein the situation happens during breakfast. Yung kwento po niyan is, nagalit si Babalo kay Claudine dahil umuwi siyang late at alam mo yon, sa intimate communicative style po kasi, we know that it is an informal style. So parang best example yan, yung nag-uusap yung pamilya sa hapagkainan. Niyayaw-yawan siya dyan and everything. Bakit po siya naging super solo item solo? Ay! Bala na po kayo mag-ano. That's your homework. Okay. Super solo item po. Bakit taas natin konti ma'am yung questions dun sa LP? Yan, ma'am. If you observe po, naging super solo siya kasi follow-up ako ng follow-up ng tanong. Una, ano na yung topic. Pangalawa, kung ikaw ba yung tatay, ano napansin mo doon sa parenting style ng tatay ni Babalu? Kasi if you notice and if you knew po that Okay Doc is a comedy show. Sitcom siya. So, di ba po iba yung approach nila? But I chose this as an example because I saw the video, the best example of communicative style pertaining to intimate. So, nagtanong ako number 3, how do you talk about this topic at home? Is it the same in the clip? Why or why not? So, pumasok si multi. Relational, sorry. Una po, multi, relations. Pang-apat, kung ikaw ba yung bata, would you deliver the same style of talking to the father? Why or why not? Kasi si Agot Isidro as the panganay, sometimes sumasabat sa parent para lang mapagtanggol yung mga kapatid na Dad, hindi mo lang po, Papsi, hindi mo pwede i-compare ang schedule ni Paolo sa schedule ni Tony. Kasi high school siya, elementary, ganun parang nangyayari. Then, iyaw-iyawan niya na naman yung kapatid niya. Ikaw naman kasi umuwi ka ng maaga para hindi mo mapagalitan. So, I asked the question if you're going to do the same to my learners. And, yan po, yung why or why natin, kahit hindi na po i-follow up yung tanong na yun. Kasi yung, if you were the children, automatic, parang naging diversify, the term na po kapon, pag extended abstract, you put your shoes to other people, di ba? If you were, kung ikaw, so yung po lumabas. Next po natin, presenting examples, instances of the new lesson, we just use car sa taas ma'am ng LP. Yan po. Ayan po, yung tanong din. Yan din po yun. Sorry, yun na po yun. Yung tanong na yun. So, yun po yung part. Then, discussion po of the lesson, syempre, ayan po, I provided the definition of intimate communicative style. Then, I also discussed the key features of intimate communicative style. Informal language, sharing personal information, high personal emotional expressiveness, non-verbal cues. Kasi sa bahay minsan may don't talk, hindi lang si mama, si papa, alam mo na kung ibig sabihin. Diba po? So next po natin is discussion yung concept 1 and 2 po yun ha. Pasok po doon sa lesson proper. Then, developing mastery leading for formative assessment. Paangat ako ma'am ng LP ma'am. Ayan po. What does the video communicate? I asked for groups to watch these video clips kasi hindi po yung 4 videos na yan showed intimate communicative style. Yung 7 Sundays, 4 Sisters at the Wedding, One More Chance, Kasal, Kasali, Kasali. So, on that way, may rubrics po kami, then it's short solo. Okay. Ayan po, nag-rubric kami dyan. May solo po yan siya. Differentiated instruction po siya in a way that we provided different videos. Kasi may differentiated instruction ng one activity, many activities, or many videos, then one activity. Para po makita natin kung may pinagkaiba. So, I provided rubric there. So, ang maganda po dyan, sa finding practical applications, mga bata po yung nagsuscore. Si group 1, si group 4 ang kaskuran niya. So parang peer group feedback ang mangyayari. Para ako sa teacher makapahinga. Konti. So si group 1, ito po binigyan namin score sa group 2 kasi ganito ganyan. And the approach there something to do with metacognitive kasi may mga bata po, okay, in class that they differentiated how they interpreted the video. Ganito pa atang 7 Sundays. Kaya discuss na yung medyo iba sa pananaw namin. So on that way, naging metacognitive because they had their own personal experience and they're learning out of the video clip presented. Then, making generalization, nagtanong lang po yung mga bata. Ayan po. Yung pinapakita ni Ma'am sa LP ay yung evaluating learning na ho. We use unistructural. Ayan lang ho, one scenario, they're just going to answer if it's intimate or not intimate. So, yung scenario 1, yan, sinabi sa best friend niya na yun, may struggle family issue, may family gathering, yan po. I-analyze nila yung scenario whether it's intimate or not intimate. And that shows you the structural level of solo. Kasi may isang sagot lang at isang situation lang per item. Then the last one is additional activity, homework ma'am. Sa baba. Ayan po. Ayan po. Yan po ay for tomorrow's lesson na. Another activity pa, yan binigay ko kagad sa mga bata para magka-idea sila. Then it's still uni-structural level of solo. Kasi po, yun din, may isang sagot lang din naman sila kung yan po ay anong uri ng communicative style. So, yan lang po ang masishare ng binigay sa inyo. So, I do hope that kahit pa paano po ay nakatulong kami to understand how to identify our LPs. Yes. Meron din general. Sige last. Tanong ng mga bata yung generalization. Bali yung feedback, finding practical applications, yung generalization ko, mga bata pa rin yung nagtatanong. Like, if you were the character in the story, yung tatay mo ba, sasabahan mo siya every Sunday, hindi kaya, would you feel the same way na magkaaway kayo ni Bobby and ni Alex about sa isang lalaki lang o sa magkapatid? Gagawin mo rin ba na gano'n to defend your brother na ayaw mo ikasal sa ibang babae doon sa Four Sisters and the wedding? So parang gano'n po. So, I think that would be all. Thank you so much po and good morning.